What's going on, guys? Welcome to another random video on this channel. I have something really funny to talk about, and it has to do with Apple, of course. These are the guys that always make me laugh. They created an Android application, and I have to say, it's the funniest Android application I've ever seen. Actually, it's probably the funniest application on any platform that I've seen. And the name of the application is, get ready for this, Move to iOS. Move to iOS. Stop it, guys, stop it. Alright. So, I read the reviews about this application, and it's in the Google Play Store again, and it has a rating of 2.2 stars, meaning a lot of people dislike it, and the ratings are at 5 stars. So at first, I thought this was a bunch of people who just liked Android, obviously because we're using Android, and we see an application made by Apple, so maybe some people are going to trash Apple just for being there. But that's not what it was about. All the negative comments, or most of the negative comments, were from people who actually tried to install this application and tried to switch to iOS using it. So my one question is this: for the million people who download that application, I have to ask you guys something. First of all, how do you guys feel when you try to switch over to iOS and you couldn't even use the application based on who developed that platform that you're moving over to? And my next question is, if the application they create doesn't work, how confident are you guys in using iOS? Because if you see that an application like that doesn't work properly, what makes you think that iOS is going to be even better? You're so funny because you try to do something like that, and we saw what you were trying to do. You're allowed to get your application in Google Play Store. You're allowed to market your own company in Google Play so you can actually get people to switch over to your platform. And you couldn't even do that, right? I can only imagine the people at Apple who thought this was a terrific idea. I have the greatest idea. Today we're going to develop an Android application and we're going to get these people to switch to iOS. They'll never know what's happening to them. First of all, that's not the way you get people to switch platforms, or even try to get them to think it's so easy to switch from Android to iOS. The first thing you do is make a terrific, great platform and let people see it for themselves. Also get a great user experience going on with iOS. So far, you guys are not really doing that. You guys are selling the same stuff to the same people. I can't talk about this company without laughing. Apple, if you want to impress people with iOS, just make it better. You know, you guys say think different. How about think and make it better? How about that expression? And by the way, you completely messed up the name for this application. It should have been this. That's right. Move to Android. Google should probably work on an application like that. If Apple would even allow them to get that application in the iTunes store, because you know how Apple is. If Google ever tried to do something like that, they'll probably ring the bells over at Cupertino and try to visit every person's home where they try to install that application to switch platforms, probably take their phone away from them and not allow them to even switch. I'm just saying, Apple, you guys like to control the experience a little bit too much. So if you're gonna create an application like this, you might want to just create an application that people could actually use and switch if they wanted to. But I would say this, the whole concept of switching from Android to iOS is just complete nonsense to me. You can do that if you want to, but just look at that application that they created to try to get you to switch and see how great iOS is supposed to be. I don't think it's very good. I'm gonna say it again, I think iOS is a complete mess. And besides all that, I wanna talk about this Google Chrome experiment. If you didn't see my previous video, you guys have to watch that. I was controlling that lightsaber on my computer with my phone, and it's through Google Chrome, and Google's working on various Google Chrome experiments. It depends on what part of the year, you know, these get released. There's not a real set schedule for this. You know, occasionally what happens is Google works on these kind of things and allows you to use Google Chrome in a pretty cool way. So if you really follow what Google's doing, you know, that's one thing to pay attention to. But you guys have to watch that video. If you're a Star Wars fan, or even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it was so cool actually having my phone and controlling what was going on the computer. The sound was terrific. The way it looked in the browser was fantastic. Click over here and you can check that out. And also I want to tell you guys, I've been working on a sports podcast. Usually I don't promote anything, but if you are a fan of sports and you really want to pay attention to what I'm saying about anything I'm watching in sports, the podcast link is in the description. You guys gotta check it out if you're a sports fan. And also I like to say, I think I really do know what I'm talking about, because I've gotten into conversations with people in sports media, you know, former athletes, and the way they talk to me, it's really funny. A lot of it's going on Twitter, and they just say some outlandish things to me. So right now, this sports podcast, it's a really cool project I'm working on. It's a weekly thing. This is not gonna just be like once or twice a month or something like that. It's gonna be every week. I'm thinking about building a website around it, even having a separate fan page for that. I have a separate Twitter account account for the sports stuff. So if you want to check all of that out, link in the description to the podcast. Subscribe to that. It's going to be a lot of sports, but occasionally there might be some other stuff I talk about. So we'll see what happens with all of that. And of course, I would like to know what you guys think about this video, because we've been talking about Apple recently. I think the conversations are hilarious. So let me know what you think about an Android application or switch to iOS. Post your comments down below. And of course, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.